Hello there, I'm Peggy McColl, New York Times bestselling author, and I want to welcome you back to the Author Insider Secrets. For this session, I want to talk about how your book can become your legacy. In other words, your book is actually a collection of your talent, perhaps, or your thoughts, or your experiences, or your knowledge, or stories, or your passion. It could be one of those things, some of those things, all of those things. But ultimately, what your book becomes is something, a living, breathing thing that lives long after you have left this earthly plane. So I'm holding in my hands a book that was written by a woman who passed away recently. Natalie Vachon. She passed away at a very, very young age of 53. She was diagnosed just over 3 years ago with cancer. And she fought the battle, if you will. But it got to a point where they knew that the cancer was too far gone and that there was no way that they were going to be able to save her. And they told her that she would only have a limited amount of time on this earthly plane. And I can't even imagine how challenging that must have been for Natalie. But she started this book called Chapeau Bleu and decided she's going to finish it. She's going to finish it and leave it for her children, for her future grandchildren, for her friends, for her family to be her legacy. And so here it is. I'm holding it in my hand. And it is in French. Yes, it's her language. It was her language. And her family is French. And the relationship that I have between me and Natalie is I never met her. But my nephew, it's my husband's sister's son, who be our nephew Samuel. Leanne, who is the daughter of Natalie, is his girlfriend. And Leanne had asked Samuel to reach out to me to get some help and some guidance on having Natalie's book come to life. And so she had written everything that she decided to write, and then it went on to be published. And this is a book that can be sold online. They do have an ISBN number, I notice, on the back. And it can be distributed around the world, of course. But the reason why they created it was to give it away to family and friends. And they're going to sell some copies as well and donate all the money to palliative care. So lots of good came out of this. So last Saturday, I went with Natalie, or pardon me, not Natalie, Leanne, Natalie's daughter, to pick up her books. And after we brought the books back to the cottage, we were at the cottage at the time, Natalie sat in a very comfortable chair outside by the lake, and she read her mom's book in its entirety. And I watched her. I didn't watch her the entire time, but I noticed as she was reading it, she was smiling, she was crying. I could tell she was deeply touched. And so when she was finished, I said, well, and she said it was as if my mom was speaking directly to me. And how beautiful that is, right? Like I know out of all my books, which are right here on the shelf behind me, I know after I leave this earthly plane, which hopefully won't be for many, many decades to come, but my books will be left as a legacy of my work as well that will live on with my son, my grandson, with other family members, extended family members as well. But either way, I want you to think about that your book, something that you invest the time to create, can be something that can really make a difference to other people. Like my experience with Leanne and her mom's book is that Leanne is so happy. She's so happy. It brings joy in a sad time for her that she's happy that she has her mom's book, that she's happy that her mom invested the time to put these thoughts and words into a book form so that it would live long after Natalie left this earthly plane, which she has. So I really just want to encourage you to think about your legacy and think about, more importantly, leaving a legacy, even if you're young. I mean, you may only be 20 some odd years of age. And of course, we don't know how much time we have, right? But this is one of the tremendous benefits of writing your book, is that you could potentially leave something that's going to live long after you have left this earthly plane. So that's it for today's Author Insider Secrets. There's lots more content coming your way. Make sure that you invest the time to check everything out. And if you do want to write your book, check out what we have to offer, because we have programs that can definitely help you with that. All right, I'll see you in the next Author Insider Secrets.